Hello everybody and welcome back. Today, are we in stagnant waters? Are we fish here? Well, let's go over it. So recently, there's been this battle going back and forth and up and down with the support lines that's going on. Well, let's kind of dive into that today. It's not an untypical situation, and we're seeing this in recent months, and this is what we're going to go in. We're looking at Matic right now, and Matic is one of those that I really do enjoy. It is down by a tremendous amount in my book. Looking at it, this same pattern that's developing is typical too. If we time frame, right, going by the daily, we have these ranges, if you would. It's just kind of taking place. Now, typically when we enter a range, and if you don't know that, when we enter a range, it's a time for a reversal. We're just waiting for that moment. So is that going to happen? Is a big possibility. And what I've been afraid of for the past couple of days is that this continuing of really bearish behavior that's going on. When we're looking at for example, from the 15th and 16th, we were really hoping this was the moment. These two candles right here, they would actually take off. Now, usually, and if you notice, you've heard me, if you go back in previous videos, when we see this particular candle happening, these double wicks, usually that's a bad sign. You can put it as if it's for such that it can be reversed based on the color, but typically it's always a bad sign, and it does always signal a reversal, or I'm sorry, a downtrend. And this is what we're having here from the past week, just continues to fall. Even these double wicks here, and this one as well, predicted that it would actually come back down to retest the support line. Now, we're at a pivotal point too. Now, in previous videos, we did say, okay, in a week, 2 weeks, it could go up, and that's still a possibility. It's very hard to tell based on this. Now, a good sign based on this is where the volume starts to kind of normalize. Even this is still considered like normalization here, because when we have it very erratic, kind of up and down, it's not too good. You can see that even from here, how it jumped quite a bit, and it was still showing this, still continuing to fall. Now it's coming down, and it's still showing power is losing from the sellers, but also the buyers, which is not a good sign. We want to see more power coming to the buyers, or the volume coming into the buyers, than the actual selling. But it's kind of coming down together. Now, given the fact that it is kind of entering a range, that's where we want to be. Honestly, a range is not bad, but we want to actually see it kind of come back up. So it's sitting today at $1.57, and this is where we have. Look, back in November we had the same thing, and it came back up. Of course, it moved up. Of course, we entered this winter time, and it did the same. This is the same thing, even for here. These ranges aren't a bad thing. There's something good. Now, the fact that these candles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's kind of getting to a normal size, a retracement trend, right? That's good. But this one was not so good, and I can't say that this is a great idea. It does show that they really were buying, but it just couldn't really break through. So it's really that strong battle here. Now let's go really into some of the other coins that's going on, like Bitcoin, for example. Now Bitcoin's still struggling at the 37,000 line. It's slowly going up with some retracement kind of coming back to right here for the last day. The volume's much better here, and I think it actually will pick back up. We've had a lot of bad news coming in too, so keep that in mind. Now you can see that the selling is coming down, but the buying is actually higher, which is still kind of a good sign. And all the rest of the coins are following the same thing. Every time that you have these ranges going on, especially after really bad, it comes up. Even back in August, the same, right? We reached 66,000, that high, and then we also hit 67, the all-time high there as well. So it's not necessarily really bad. So if you're really panicking out right now, don't. Even here, when we had those same kind of ranges, that same kind of normal retracement, we had the same uptrends, downtrends. It's normal. It's a very big normal thing, and that's where people are really not paying attention to. Now, of course, it can go both ways in a range, but what I'm thinking is, especially kind of coming into February, and that's the big situation here. We want to come strong in February and March, and that's typically the same thing when we're looking back in previous year. Let's go back to the lower time frame, right? So March and February, we can see specifically coming in. This is January of last year, right towards the end. You can see it actually kind of came up. We had that same range, and then it really started to shoot up, and that's where we reached that all-time high. So this is a good point of being, and this is really thing that you should kind of keep in. This is not something that's surprising you. Yeah, we're kind of dead in the water right now. It's kind of putting you on your seat. Not too much is happening, but trust me, to be a little bit bored and a little too much excitement, especially in the wrong way, is not where we want to be. XRP is even showing signs of the same thing. Kind of comparing it to Bitcoin, where we're just speaking about, we're right here where the volume is much better for the buying going on, and the selling's much lower. That's great. Also healthy. Honestly, it's also very healthy. Retracements kind of going on. It's getting lower. You can see now. Of course, I don't like these candles at all, like zero. But it does show signs that it's going to pick back up. The same thing's happening with the ranges. Here, as it did for Bitcoin, XRP. Now, XRP is not a conservative coin. You've heard me say it before. If you're looking for a safe investment, XRP is not really safe, considering everything that's going on with it. But it is for a little bit of excitement, and that's what you're going to have, right? So it's definitely not one of those. Ethereum too has taken a big hit, so it's sitting at 25,000 right, or I'm sorry, 2,500 right now. The same deal's going on. Now, what I don't like, again, the same, is it's actually going down together, but it has starting to reverse itself as far as the power goes. Now, I think it's going to continue to uptrend a little bit. Speaking about tomorrow, the next couple of days, we're doing pretty good. If we're looking here, like back in like the beginning of January, we were kind of in that same range, that kind of triangle here. It was really a like do or die moment, but given what was going on, it's pretty typical as well. It did come back to retest the support here, and it came down, right? We were really thinking it's really going to explode up about right here, especially when we got like January 3rd. We were thinking it's actually going to go up bull run, but hey, the entire market actually took a turn for that. Let's look at the market together. So Bitcoin is actually at 37,236. It's down by 2.47% for the daily, up by 10%. When we're looking at the weekly, it's typically much, much better than what it has been. So weekly is doing a lot better. Ethereum's up by 12.82% for the weekly, and it is down by 3.05 for the 24-hour period. No big deal. Cardano is actually at $1, so it kind of was doing okay at $1.20, right? But it's down again. But it's 2.38%. Solana is up by 7.19 for the week, down by 5.5 for the daily as well. We're speaking about XRP, that coin again, so 59 cents, kind of sitting it at 2.94 for the weekly, and almost 5% for the 24-hour period as well. Polkadot at 6.51, right? AVAX is up by 14 and 65 as well. Polygon up by 15 for the weekly. If you see these double digits for the weekly, they're great, which is very, very good. Uniswap 7%, Near Protocol by 6 for the weekly, right? Of course, these dailies are like not a big deal. It does kind of give you some kind of an idea for a symbol going on, but it's not too horrible, right? All right, guys, so don't worry, don't panic. This is something I think is really going to break through. You're going to be in for some really good, positive excitement in the next week or two to come. So stay with me, subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you guys